So there's a dozen reasons I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, the first reason I shouldn't do this is because this is designed with a purpose, and that purpose is to keep me warm. And the second reason, because I don't do well in cold weather. I got a buddy in Ohio that keeps sending me pictures of his thermometer, and it's gotten to the point I got to put on a jacket just to open my text messages. So this is probably a bad idea. But the first reason I'm going to do it anyway is because I want to drive this truck, and I can't do that as long as the heater core is leaking. Last time I drove a truck with a leaky heater core, within about a week, I ended up with a massive sinus infection that almost killed me. And we ain't going to do that again. I'd rather bypass the heater core than do that. That being said, let's be honest. It's possible that this heater core is not leaking. Considering how much trash was up in the cowl, it's possible that water got in the box and that's what was causing the steam. But it's not a chance I'm willing to take. Winter can't last forever, right? Look, if nobody shows up from the future to stop you from doing it, it can't be that bad of a decision. Let's bypass this thing. Alright, so I went and got the heater core box that came out of the stupid truck, and the first thing you'll notice is that those two ports are different sizes, which means the two hoses are probably different sizes. So Joe gave us this aluminum U-shaped tube. Of course, now this piece right here is going to have to get cut off, but this seems to be about the same size as the larger ones of these. The smaller one, if you'll notice, this gets smaller and then it tapers from there. But this is molded into the tube. So I'm thinking, because it's got a gap between the two right here that comes down to about right here, if we can trim this threaded piece off, then hopefully there'll be enough room here to be able to slide that hose on, clamp it down, we'll be good. Alright, how do you... I guess that might work. Maybe. You're going to have to cut this off in order to get to the rest of that. Ha ha! And I cut too far. Went all the way through that. Well, so much for that idea. That would have been absolutely close to perfect. Except that I cut all the way through that. I could probably put some JB Weld on that, though. Can you see this? Not that it matters, we're just pulling some hose clamps off this. And then we're gonna try to get the hoses loose. Dadgummit. The hose clamp is loose. But we got to get it slid completely out of the way. Get on there. I got a regular pair of pliers somewhere, but I'm not real good at putting stuff up when I get done with it. And that's a fatal flaw in reference to my tools. If that hose clamp wasn't in the way, we could probably do that. Slide that completely out. That just lost that tool. Sure enough did, didn't I? Damn. Irritates the piss out of me. It helps to have the right tool for the job. And currently, this is not it. All right, got that. Now, break that loose. Here we go. Come on, baby. There we go. You're coming. All right, one hose disconnected. Now the question is, if we got to have a pair of pliers on that other one, how in the holy Hades are we going to get to it? Ow. Not that it matters, can't even get to it with the daggum nut driver. I know y'all can't see this. It's almost a waste of video. Other than the fact that you get to watch me struggle and get frustrated. Come on. It don't help that my hands are frozen stiff. I have no idea what the temperature is outside of the garage, but inside the garage it's 50 degrees with a heater on. I imagine it's about 40, 45 outside, which doesn't seem cold to you guys living up north, but considering it was in the 70s yesterday, that's a problem with this area as far as temperatures go. You go from, we will literally get all 4 seasons in 1 week. And most people, unless you're from this area, aren't equipped to deal with that. Hey, got that out of the way. Now, we just got to figure out how to get that hose off. Now, realistically, I could cut these hoses and just do that, but eventually I would like to replace the heater core and put these hoses back on. So I don't want to go cutting the hose or messing the hose up. I just want to bypass this heater core. All right, how do I get into there? To break that loose. get it to turn just a little bit and get it loosened up, break the seal, then you should be able to get it to pull off. There we go. All right. Now we got the small one and the big one. And we got our pipe. And I'll be honest with you, I've got my reservations about this because there's no flat, straight area. It's all curve. So if this leaks, of course, if it leaks, it's going to leak to the outside and not inside the heater box, which comes up through the vents. But if this leaks, we'll probably end up just plugging these two hoses and being done. But for the moment, we're going to try and use this like that. All right, you, hose clamp, get back up here. Dadgummit. Oh, that little side fits beautifully. Watch it be the one that leaks. All right. Don't want to over tighten that. All right, there it is. Let's crank it up, run it a little while, find out if it leaks. Well, I was certainly hoping that I'd be able to snag that screwdriver bit, because I did not see. Did you see which way it went? Because I did not. All I know is it's not visible from my perspective. I now believe that this heater core is leaking due to the fact that the radiator is low after I filled it up the other day, and there's no fluid under the vehicle whatsoever. So I assume it's leaked into the box on the heater core. So water here, so I assume it's safe to say that the heater core was leaking. Alright, so during the process of doing the editing on this video, I realized the water in the floorboard's really clear. So we had the spot at the top of the windshield there in the corner on the passenger side. It might be leaking, and all the rain we had last night and yesterday could be what's in the floorboard. I don't know. Later in life, before we go through the process of ripping that heater core out, we will do a vacuum test on the heater core and make sure that it does actually have a leak. Otherwise, we can hook that back up and be all happy, fine, good. Meanwhile, I can drive that truck without worrying about losing all of my coolant. But I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow because it's freaking cold today. Oh yeah, this is a good idea.